Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. So when I am happy, then only I can wish happiness for all. And there comes the internal calm, the sama. And also the expression, the external calm. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. That also comes from, and Dhamma also. It means external calm is also present. Just by saying this mantra, if we remember anytime, anywhere, any day, can we move to the internal and external calm, and that leads to Parama. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Do you see that how these simple and easy principles are integrated in almost in every sphere of our activities of the life, sama, dhamma, and uparama. May there be completeness for all. That sense of completeness is the real step towards awakening, realization, and transformation. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. If your mind is not trying to change the ways and mend the attitude of others, but instead your mind keeps on itself. It says, no, you change first. May there be happiness for all. May there be peace for all. May there be auspiciousness for all. Samadhama and Uprama can easily move into our life. That is the main message. In one way of the Mangalacharan, you can open your eyes. So last time we had an incidental diversion. I discussed about it, and in that I discussed that I have an intellectual clarity about the principle, about an action, about a job. Take an example. May there be peace for all. Am I clear? No, except that guy, who is my enemy, let there be peace for all. It means I'm not clear. I'm not clear. And then I-ness and minus will take over. And then I-ness and minus will cause? You already know it. So what we discussed last time, we are still talking of the six treasures, but I wanted to take this diversion for you to understand deeply and clearly. So there must be an intellectual clarity. How? By reasoning and analysis. By reasoning and analysis, cause and effect relationship, we will find that is what the Eastern wisdom is saying. And then we say how we can have an active application, whether in meditation or in relationship. And then we observe our own mind. Are you following the right path? If you are following the right path, you have the peace. So it is basically an experiential integration of intellect. I told you, are you clear about your GPS, where you have to go? Yes, I'm clear. The moment you sit in the car, put on the GPS, find the destination, and you are relaxed. Same way, my intellect is clear with the cause and effect analysis that peace is here, peace is there also. So, where is the problem? The problem is in the mind. That is what I want to take up another diversion, and then we will go back to the same six treasures. So, intellect is easily hijacked by ego, attachment, habit, leaving us stuck in the same pattern. So, what is to be done? I have to repeat this again and again in my life. I have to repeat these principles again and again to change my perception. And I also discussed that this cause and effect relationship, if I understand, it is the cognitive clarity, it is the cognitive understanding. Modern psychology talks a lot about CBT, CV as if it is something very special. No, you can better apply by understanding the principles of Eastern wisdom, the cognitive understanding, and then you apply it. Check that you have a cognitive change. What is cognitive change? You have a change in your attitude, behavior, and conduct. You check. Again, the same friend is knocking the door. Hey, you are there, and you heard the voice and you recognize the guy. So your mind is already full of a dilemma what to do with this. Instead, you have may there be happiness for all. Choice is ours. Choice is ours. So that is what the cognitive understanding is. And when we apply, so I am applying, no, may there be peace for all. It means, may there be peace for all. I am aware of my attitude, behavior, and conduct. And that is going to change my thought, speech, and action. That is going to change me, and I will continue to live with my sama, internal calm, and expressed external calm, and ultimately then I can maintain the status quo. When the status quo is maintained, it is what we say the uparama. Another diversion I want to take is very interesting, explained by one master in a text more than 2000 years ago. So we normally talk about, even we talk about dog yoga. Dog yoga. If dog yoga is possible, then mosquito yoga is also possible. Tell the mosquito not to disturb you. Then fly yoga is also possible. So the masters are very clear about, can animals have a guru for awakening? If yes, how? If no, how? Let us understand that in a very, why we want to understand this comparison, so that I can understand my power of intellect and I can use it. Let us start understanding matter is not consciousness. Now, how it has to relate with this? Yes, wait for it. Matter is not consciousness, and consciousness is not matter. When the matter is near or associated with the consciousness, we feel alive. No, I feel my body is alive. I can see through the sense organ. My eyes are basically matter. Some protein, carbs, and basically, and lens is there. it is purely matter, but because it is associated with the consciousness, through the mind, I can see you. Can the matter see? No. Can the matter become aware of the smell, sense of touch? Answer is big no. I'm saying on your behalf. You have to be very clear. So now the sense organ, like the eyes, is purely a matter associated with the reflected consciousness. That is what the mind is. And we feel as if my eyes are alive, my skin, I feel the sense of touch, I can move my hands. Matter does not move. We have laws of the physics. Unless it is, unless some external force is applied. Very interesting understanding is there. So human versus animal. Human versus animal. A mirror reflects only when it is polished. Now I'm coming to the humans and animals. A mirror reflects only when it is polished and clean. There is no dirt in the dust. Animals have the mirror of the consciousness, but it is covered by the dust of the instinct. I'll explain you the instinct also, don't worry. Just wait. It is covered by the dust of the intellect, instinct, or impulses. Humans have the ability and duty to polish it through the inquiry and reflection with the help of the teacher who teaches the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. Let us go a little deeper. Animals operate under instinctive and impulsive. If you want to use the word intelligence, use it. Impulsive intelligence, instinctive intelligence, awareness guided by sense organs, sensory impulses, and conditioning. Clear? If not clear, then make it more clear. A dog, if you have a pet dog, you can easily understand, or even the cat. They approach to you and they start licking you, and you think that they love you. Do they really think that they love you? Come on. Do they really love you? Are you thinking, my pet loves me so much? Yes, their senses. So it means if you say really the pet loves you, it means their senses can think, feel, so they think by senses and they love you. Is it possible? My eyes sees you. Does my eyes love you? When we say impulsive nature and instinctive nature, it has to be with the sensory impulses. They do not have an intellect to think. Humans, however, are endowed with the intellect plus discernment separate, the power to reflect, question. When I question, oh, I like you, I love you. I like you, I'm attached to you. Do the animals also think like this? Without this faculty, no being can consciously seek liberation. Hence, animals do not have the capacity for spiritual awakening through a guru or even through a trainer. They are training their impulsive and instinctive nature. Here, the guru in the Eastern wisdom is shows you the path so that you can make a right choice and you can have a spiritual awakening. It is not possible in any animals. That is the point I just want to make. It doesn't mean when the dog licks you, your pet dog licks you, you start beating, you don't love me, stay away. That is also not the right approach. I use my discernment in the intellect and I say, okay, very good. You feel attached to me, yes, good. So the guru exists not to add knowledge. Now understand what is the difference between training the pets and training the dogs, for example. And the guru exists not to add the knowledge, but to remove your ignorance, revealing the ever present real self. We are not training. But when you are instinctive and impulsive in nature, your behavior and attitude is guided by the impulses, you need a training, and so the habit formation which is possible in animals. It doesn't mean that dog yoga is possible or cat yoga is possible. If it is possible, then mosquito yoga is also possible, fly yoga is also possible, then lion yoga is also possible. Huh? Then hyenas yoga is also possible. Understand that point clearly. The guru exists not to add knowledge, but to remove the ignorance. Where the trainer of the animals, they have to train. Means they manipulate the dirt and dust over the reflected consciousness, and with that manipulation, you just show some sign language and they understand. Instinct, reflection. The guru teaches the seeker how to pause before reacting. Reflection. Reflection to discernment. Intellect learns to separate the transient from the eternal. Here, the discernment in the intellect, we use it to separate matter from the consciousness. My eyes can only see in the presence of the consciousness. There is no way the eyes can see, or the nose can smell, or the skin. There is an association of the consciousness. So that association of matter and consciousness is present both in animals and the humans. We have a plus power. We have an intellect. We can discern. We have a power of discernment in the intellect. We can understand it. That is where the cognitive understanding comes. Why we talk about it. If I work like animals, I am deeply attached. I-ness and my-ness is very deep. I-ness and my-ness is very deep. Like I told you, the dog starts licking you and you think that he or she loves you. It is impulsive, it is instinct. Why? Because that dog does not have the ability to discern. Here I am, here you are, my master, and I love you. That sensorial, that awareness is absent. Are you getting it? That awareness is absent. Sense perception, fully active in animal, fully active in humans. So what the Eastern wisdom says, refine your perception into mindful awareness. Why? Because there is always an association of matter in the consciousness. Emotion, animals, reactive. Humans, I can be aware and I can educate, redirect my emotion. Why don't we do it? Intellect. In animals, intellect is inactive, dormant. The human intellect, which can make a choice. And that intellect can awaken to the power of discernment. And the moment I awaken to the power of discernment, I can separate, I can purify, I can remove the dirt and dust over the mind, and I can reach to a level of awakening. Even think of a consciousness. Animals have consciousness, yes. So that consciousness is bound by the instinct and impulses. It is also bound by the instinct and impulses in humans, but I am capable of reflection as a human being. Find out animals. Repetition, training. So, because I'm capable of discernment and reflection, I can illuminate self awareness. I hope that understand in the discussion part you can reflect on and ask the question. Simple question: am I living by instinct or by intelligent awareness? Am I living by impulsive and instinctive nature or by intelligent awareness? Anytime, anywhere. In relationship, in profession. Yesterday, this guy virtually pushed me that I'm coming at 1 p.m. today to paint your house. Virtually pushed. That is purely an instinctive and impulsive awareness. Am I living by impulsive and instinctive awareness? I will always suffer. Even though humans are born with the intellect, mostly we live instinctively, seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, reacting to impressions. Eastern wisdom comes there. He says, no, first discern before you seek pleasure, discern before you escape the pain, discern before you react to the impressions. The life is going to change. And out of that, you can find Uparama is present. Uparama is already present. That is why I have taken the incidental diversion. That is why we say that human birth is a precious opportunity. We have the power of discernment. Mindful observation. Is mindful observation possible with the pets? You answer yourself. Intellectual reflection is possible in animals. Discernment is possible in animals. Contemplative study is possible in animals. Find out. Ask yourself. That is the biggest difference, the humans and so when we follow this observation and you see that the contemplative study we do it helps to evolve our consciousness. I can rise into the higher consciousness. So from the higher consciousness, I continue my study and reach to the highest. Don't forget, we have been talking about the 6 treasures, Sama, Dhamma and Uparama. you have already understood. Internal calm is the sama related to the mind. Happiness and peace are always present within. So, sama is just a part of it, reflection. Anxiety, stress, and duality are incidental nature. We understood that in the topic of sama, in the topic of dhamma. In the topic of the dhamma, it is the external calm. So when there is an internal calm, I am not having a thought, feeling, and sensations of attachment, duality, and a conflict that passes through my sense organ, goes to an object. And if it is absent, then I have an external calmness. So it means I have to continue to live not with the default mind, which is basically the impulsive and instinctive mind, but I have to live with the discerning intellect. So when you live with the discerning intellect, you start living, you become aware of the attachment and you hold on to it, you remove it. You are free. Throughout the day you are free. Don't mistake it that, it means I should not marry, I should not love anyone. No, it has nothing to do with it. When you say, may there be happiness for all, you are already passing on that love to everyone. But yes, minus attachment, minus detachment. So you are minimizing the role of I-ness and minus. Sama dhamma. Sama, you can say ability to retain inner awareness of calmness. Calmness is already there. You wake up in the morning, you didn't see me. Say, for example, you hate me. So you didn't see me. You are already calm. Now you see me. So you have the ability to retain the inner awareness of calmness. That is sama. Even when I am in front of you, you don't allow the mind to react. Did you get it? Dhamma. What is Dhamma? Expressing happiness now. I don't react, so let me express happiness through considerate thought, speech, and action. Dhamma. What is Uparama? State of sustained calm, not shaken by external opinion or internal conditions of the mind. Sama, Dhamma, and Uparama. In our next lesson, we will take one of the most beautiful topic. The fourth treasure is endurance, resilience, or you can say titiksha. So let us open for a healthy discussion on what we discussed today. Yes, Stephen, you want to share your thoughts?
Thank you. It's become very, very clear to me the importance and the priority of the principles of the Eastern wisdom and the constant requirement of contemplation and reflection. And whether that's in the moment, whether that's immediately after a moment, or whether that's somewhere throughout the day, it just becomes, it's feeding this intelligent awareness that becomes very important. And with that, the result is it becomes easier and easier to respond and not react.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's becoming very clear. And today's lesson actually made that separation and realization for me even more. So thank you.
Beautifully. Yes, beautiful. If you think that your pet approaches you, starts licking, it is basically a reaction. Because they are impulsive and instinctive in nature. It doesn't mean that you You keep your dog at a distance. No, you are impulsive, you are reactive. Don't come to me. It is their nature. They don't have the intelligent awareness. They don't have the power of discernment. I know you will say they have the power of discernment. It is programmed by the nature. That is why it is impulsive. Dennis, then it's your turn now.
My summary, the sense organs are useless without the mind. The mind is useless without consciousness.
Without consciousness, yes.
The only factor that makes a being alive is consciousness, not the sense organs, not the body, not the brain, not the mind. So when the consciousness comes in contact with the material body and the mind, it appears that body is alive. But in fact, it is like a puppet controlled by the consciousness. And without the consciousness, the body, the mind, the sense organs are dead, inert. The other thing related to what you said about animals and their instincts. If we are guided by the instincts and impulses, then we rely on our default mind, animal mind, and then we are pretty much like animals. But we have something that animals don't have, the ability to discern, and that is what makes us humans. So every time when there is a choice to go by subconscious or unconscious impulse or to use discernment, we should choose discernment.
Beautifully summarized, beautifully. You see that? Yeah, you are crazy. Who heard this? Mind. Mind through the sense organ recognize that you told me that you are crazy. Now I am reacting. I have an animal mind. I have an animal mind. So we try to think that we are humans because we don't start licking others out of love. So that is why we think, no, we need a power of discernment. That is more important. I just want to be a little more. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. The lesson today was great, highlighting the animal for the pet. As you know, we have a pet, so you can relate to that. And you look at instinct of a dog, our dog. Their instinct is to chase birds. And why do they have that instinct? Well, the reality is that instinct has never been challenged.
Yes.
Because they don't have the consciousness to be able to challenge that. To Dennis's point, we as human beings have that consciousness. So that just highlights the power of the consciousness that we have that is so unique. Mm-hmm. So thank you.
You see, that is what beautiful point that we need to contemplate and reflect, that it is because of the power of discernment present in the human intellect makes the entire difference. Makes the entire difference. In all your thought, speech, and action, in all your activities, just see that. Just check and observe your life. And from there comes this self-awareness. And that self-awareness recognizes that I am of the nature of the real self, of peace and happiness. There's body, mind, intellect, sense organs. They are just outside, they are the part of the matter. That is where we go to. We move towards what we say awakening. Yes, Jerry, you want to?
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate the tremendous gift looking at that for our life and this opportunity we have to reach that higher consciousness and share it in our thoughts, words, and actions. And then just simply looking at the pet and the human being and discerning the intellect difference. Because as you mentioned, we also have that instinctual, habitual, impulsive nature if we choose. So we get to choose. Do we want to live like the animal? Or do we live up to our potential?
Yes. That is the beauty. I can choose. What entire Eastern wisdom aims at self-discovery, it goes step by step. And it helps you to recognize, say for example, I'm in stress. Do I discern? No. I continue to live in stress. Then I pay multiple visits to Christina Rago because I don't think, I don't discern. And the moment you start discerning, I have a stress. Why? Who gave me this stress? The other. Can other give me this stress? Where the stress is located? It is in the mind and the body. But they all are matter. You see, the process of discernment makes you clear. And the more you contemplate, reflect, the mind becomes clear. That ability is required to do the self-discovery. How are you, Brandy?
I'm fine. Thank you for the lesson. What everyone else has said so far, and my other takeaway was through this human embodiment, we have the opportunity to, the power's in the pause, right? So the thing that makes us different is pausing so that we can have that discernment. And I think that's that. It's like kind of small, but it's not small, because it's really easy to be reactive and instinctive,
Yes.
like my cat.
Yes, we have the ability to remain in sama, dhamma, and uparama all the time, 24/7. You lose it, we fall back into the instinctive and the impulsive nature. But why it happens, we already discussed, I-ness and minus. That I-ness, minus, attachment and I-ness. But the power of discernment is there, that power of light, the intense light is there. That I have a choice to live into that state or not. We have become a great seekers. Yes, Christina, Tujo, Lino.
Thank you, Bruce. Yesterday, I had a perfect example of this lesson, and I was feeling my impulse or habitual reaction was to be going into being stressed, and I caught it. I felt negative. I was with my partner, and we were talking, and the dog was wet, and he ran in, and he got me all wet, and I just was like, ah. But then in my mind. But then immediately I just said, pause. And I said, I'm going to go upstairs really quick. And he's like, are you okay? I said, I just need to have a moment.
Beautiful.
And as I was walking upstairs, I didn't even have to get all the way up. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'm okay. That was, and there's no need to be stressed. Walk back down, apologize, and everything was good. So thank you for reiterating.
You see lesson. That this is what the contemplation, reflection in real life situation. No animals can do it like this. No animals can contemplate and reflect. I can recognize my impulsive nature and I can tell the nature to stay there. So what we need to understand that all the 6 treasures are fundamentally a mental, intellectual practice. It has to be done inside. Nobody knows outside. You are reactive inside. Unless it is expressed, you don't know. So I can take care of that reaction. Yes, Christina Rago.
Thank you. I was thinking back to there was a time my dog looked into the mirror and actually saw herself, and normally she doesn't. And she started barking at herself, thinking she was another dog.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how that relates to discernment,
Yes.
right? Because we have to use the right kind of, when we can catch and notice space, to notice that that's what we're doing,
Yeah.
and to be able to turn the mind, or we'll just keep barking at everyone else or ourselves, or
Yes, yes. You see that, animals also, and animals and the humans both look into the mirror. That is similar. Huh? Through the eyes, they look into the mirror. So, what difference is between the humans and your dog? Make a difference. Just think it. I am aware that I am outside the mirror, dog is not. That is the first difference. And second problem with the dog is that there is another dog. So it means there is a lack of self-awareness. There is a lack of self-awareness. So it happens even with elephants and lions. I have seen some channels. So even the lions, they also react. Even the elephant reacts. Huh? So yes, that is what it is. You keep on contemplating and reflecting. What is that? And the more you think of this, reflect on this, you will find that you have the capacity, you have the ability as a human being to retain that awareness. And that results into what we normally talk of self-awareness. Yes, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. Sir, today's lesson is a good reminder that the importance of human body that we have, so we can discern and we can. But it also, like, I have a doubt in this, like, because of this thing, if animals cannot discern, then is my understanding correct that they do not also have the I thought or minus?
Yeah.
So for them, there is all animals, everyone is equal. But the biggest capability that humans have, like this discernment, it also creates the biggest flaw in us, that we create the I-ness in us. And for us, every human body that we see, it's a different person altogether. Different I is there for everyone, because even the body is a matter, but the same the capability to discern, it creates the I-ness in me.
Yeah, because the mind is different, the impressions are different, social cultural conditionings are different, the prarabdha is different. So, hence, that I maker is the mind. Mind is a common factor. Mind is the common factor in all the individuals. How do you say that there are many individuals? That also comes from the mind. We will discuss in detail and understand this I-ness, how this one I-ness in me makes your I different than me. Is that a part of ignorance, or is that a part of impulsive and instinctive reaction? If it is so, then what to do? Whether to keep it or to change it. So that also leads us to the transformation. Let us start with your journey. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Do you remember the first? Do you remember the first stage? It is place, position, and posture. Now you understand the intellect has a power of discernment. Can I insist gently, mind return again to their place, power in place, position and posture, being comfortable Instantly, within no time, the mind moves on the entire skin of the body and you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Again, I'm using the word can you insist, or you want more explanation of insist? Just you insist gently, your power of awareness or discernment returns again to the body and you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And being carefree, in being carefree, the first two experiences are there. What is that? The place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and the mind keeps looking inside. In that state, you become carefree. And the carefree, I have added the word the observer in the observe. When you start looking inside, you notice the thought, feeling, emotion, sensations are separate from you. They are observed, they are known, they are not you. Including the moment you have a thought of anxiety, that is only a thought, it is not you. That power is available to the human, it is not available to the animals. Just keep on reflecting, keep on searching. It is not the end of the story, but stick to these principles. How can I reach to these principles? Where is the principle observer and observed? I have not to distort it. That is why the Master says we should have a fade. That is one of the treasures. Second stage, I skip the two steps. Looking inside the forehead in the space and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage today. Long, deep in the hissing breath. You are aware of what you have to do, joy of doing it, effortlessness. You are into that mode. Why? Because you have completed the first step, first stage. Mind is looking inside. Change of direction is there. So can we say that we have minimized the impulsive and the instinctive nature by moving the mind within? Is it possible with animals? Continue long, deep in the hissing breath into the entire rib cage. You feel the expansion and the contraction of the rib cage. I mean to say, you experience this. Leave this breathing step, move to the stage number 3. Start looking at the flow of the breath. No change. You are maintaining place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Being carefree in that state, you are able to see the flow of the breath. And the flow of the breath is separate from you. Well, separate from you gives you the space. So we have a space on each breath going in and out. You start dropping Om Shanti there. Same comparison. The dog looks into the mirror, starts barking. I don't do it. Why? How it is possible? I'm looking at myself while looking into the mirror. That is the step of flow of the breath. Can you correlate it? You'll have a greater understanding. Oh, it is the same thing. That is how masters explain through the metaphor. Oh, I'm doing the same thing. Flow of the breath, you are dropping the Om Shanti. Your discerning intellect or discerning mind internally has made 100% decision. I'm aware of myself while looking my image into the mirror. Are you 100% sure of dropping Om Shanti? If you say yes, you're already absorbed very deeper. You relate it, that is what the contemplation and reflection is. Now drop Om Shanti on each segment of the fingers. There is only a difference of dropping. We drop on the breath, here we are dropping on the 16 segments, which is static. Om Shanti on each segment of the finger. You start feeling the sensation. That is wonderful. And now look inside the heart visualize the triangle pointing upward, moving the mind on each side of a triangle, clockwise and anti-clockwise, dropping Om Shanti and checking. Now it's a dynamic part. It is the same thing as you drop Om Shanti on segments of fingers or on the breath. But what is the difference? Discerning. It is the power of discernment. You become more and more clear. And when what I use the word sync. If you find there is a sync of clockwise and anti-clockwise movement, that is the point where you sing mentally, pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, and mind seems to stop you. Say Shanti and do nothing, you jumped into the stage 4. From a baseline awareness, from the animal awareness, we have dissolved into the pure self-awareness. What is this? Think of this, contemplate and reflect. Not now, or even now. So self-absorption, awareness is intact. Plus all kinds of experiences emerge here, maybe visions and colors and images. There's a difference between happening and doing. You're not doing anything, and they all are happening at all 6 neighbors. Sometimes only the 2 neighbors take part, sometimes 3, sometimes all. Can I say that? And none of these neighbors are me. Oh, that is why what emerges from these experiences is not me. Continue. And now chanting mentally or loudly, as the case may be in your case, with me. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Bring your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palm and stay there for a while to know your experiences and bring the hands down. What I was thinking that when you listen the session again and you just create a lesson for yourself, maybe 1, 2, or in 3 parts, maybe 2 lessons, 3 lessons, depending on your ability. So you and then what you apply that. How you apply, you take your life as an objective, you name objectively, as if Christina is talking to the Christina, Dennis is talking, oh Dennis, you have to apply this in your thought, speech and action today, this principle. So that will help you to raise your level of awareness more and more. Try this is just a suggestion. Ashok, you are with me? Yes. Yes, Dennis, how are you?
Yes, it was a very calm and peaceful meditation. And after the breathing, there was a sensation of coolness in the head and very distinct sensations in the fingers when doing the japa, and then just the dark space at the end with full of poise and calmness and quietness. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful experience. I told you matter and the consciousness. That experience of coolness comes here. And now the coolness is gone. So it is the play of the matter and the consciousness. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. I'm in complete peace. Thank you.
Beautiful. Brandy?
I'm feeling really peaceful as well. Thank you. When you said something about the 6 neighbors, I realized I was so involved in my meditation that my body was tense. And I was like, oh, I'm not having anything to do with that. And the body just softened. And I was like, okay. And it was nice.
It is gone. Yes. Yes, you are a professor. So you can create a lesson for yourself and then you start guiding the brandy in you. And it will change. It takes time. It takes time in a sense that once we create a lesson, then mind, intellect remembers that. We need a very strong memory to remember all these principles to be applied. So that is why I suggested. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. I also felt cold after the japa, but what I really felt is this overwhelming feeling of gratitude for this journey. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Overwhelming attitude, gratitude. That also, it begins to transform our mind. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Very deep meditation, completely absorbed. It's great. After the triangle, that was just dark space.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. Christina Arago.
Thank you. I had a vision of your master. I remember the picture that you showed us.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, almost like he embodied all of me, and then I like the idea of creating a lesson and then maybe utilizing that as an intention for the day to carry into the day.
Beautiful. That is what I was said. Having a vision of my master, yes. So we had a little deeper in a higher state. That is what happens. That is how our master explains. How are you, another Christina?
Thank you, Girish. When it was silent for a little bit, and then when you began singing, I got so scared, and I wanted to open my eyes because I didn't even remember where I was, like, in the world. Like, I didn't know if I was in California or Florida or Arizona. Like, I had no idea, and I had to check with my eyes closed, like, wait, I hear the dog, I'm here. Okay, so yeah, it was very deep. So thank you.
Yes, it's very deep. Sometimes when we go deeper, we become oblivious of the world outside. But then the ego mind says where you are, so then the fear comes. But it will go away by regular practice. Continue. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. The mind is calm. Like as I was doing the practice, in each step, mind was dropping the importance what is going in the mind. So it becomes free, and then it becomes very calm and peaceful.
Yes. You see that all you have shared the experience, it is the discerning intellect. I recognize this thought, this feeling, this impression, not required, drop it. What is the meaning of dropping? Just think this. Until the next session, we will talk about it. Let me give you a hint that you are aware of outside, you are aware of inside, and then you are aware in the middle. That is the hint. When you are aware in the middle, like you lit a lamp or a candle at the door, exactly at the door, open door of your house. So you are aware of outside, you are aware of inside, and you can easily drop. No, I have not to go outside. I have to go inside. Beautiful, we are progressing. Thanks, God. Thanks, Master. We will meet again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.